Punah Swagatam. In previous videos, we discussed about Vastu Shastra, what is Vastu Shastra, what are the various dimensions of Vastu Shastra, etc. In this video, we will be discussing one of the part of the Vastu Shastra which is called as town planning. When we discuss about town or when we discuss about any country, the Vastu Shastra takes the village as the basic unit of analysis. Of any town planning, the village is the basic unit. For example, if we take a country, it is made up of certain number of villages and towns. In Arthashastra, the Kautilya provides a hierarchical system of categorism of settlements by location, function and number of inhabitants. Like it takes Sthaniya or Dronamukha. These are different types of sets of villages. Like Dronamukha is a set of some 400 or 600 villages. Similarly, we have Sthaniya where there are more than 800 villages available. And even not only the number of villages, also Kautilya mentions how many inhabitants must be there in such villages. If we go more into this concept of town planning, the classification of villages and towns is based on the area, location, street plan, types of residences, protective moat, temple and composition of social groups. If we go and see in some of the texts like Narada Shilpa Shastra, we find 14 different types of towns are described there. Let us see those types of towns which are described there. This is Rajdhani, which is capital city. That's one type of town which we call as Rajdhani or a capital city. Here this is actually primary abode of king, has Sabha at the center of the city. Sabha means assembly. Then the second is Pattana. Then we have Dronamukha. Then there is a Durga. Durga is nothing but a fortified town with 12 types of forts have been discussed in this Narada Shilpa Shastra. Then we have Sthaniya, means Sthaniya is the place where there are 800 villages. Then we have Shakha Nagara, which is subsidiary town, which is still developing like a town. Earlier it is a village, but then gradually it will become a town. Then we have Karvatika, which is situated at the center of 200 villages. Then Kheta, smaller town mainly of labor class. Then we have a town category called Nigama, which is a market mainly of artisans. Then we have Grama, smaller than Nigama. Then 11th type of category is Matha or Vihara. This is actually the residential university or village. Presently whatever we called university or the institution, earlier during the time of Arthashastra or later during ancient India, these were called as Matha or Vihara. Even now some Matha and Viharas run small institution, education centers. So these are different categories of towns mentioned in the Vastu texts. Now these villages, these are the types of villages, that is fine. But then what should be the designs of these villages? What should be the design of these towns? So that also is explained in some of the texts of Vastu. One such text is Manasara, which says there are 8 type of designs possible for town planning, such as Dandaka, Nandyavarta, Sarvatobhadra, Padmaka, etc. Now if we see Dandaka, the word Danda itself says it's a stick or phalanx or staff. So in this type of village or town, parallel set of straight streets can be found. It can be from 1 to 5, crossing each other at right angles. So if we go into more detail, these type of towns are meant for priests, sages, intellects, and number of houses can be from 12 to 3000. Then if we go and see Nandyavarta type of town, it should have 1 to 5 carriage roads together with the surrounding street. Internal roads have 1 footpath and the outer have 2 footpaths. So the shape will be somewhat like a square or oblong. Then we have Sarvatobhadra. Sarvatobhadra itself says which is safe from all the sides. Sarvataha Bhadra. Sarvata means from all sides and Bhadra means safe. Then we have Padmaka, Swastika, Prastara, Karmuka, Chaturmukha. These are 8 types, different types of town planning or town structures or designs available for town planning. Now let's see what some of these and understand how relevant they are. If we take Dandaka, it is meant for the people who want to spend their retired life peacefully. This type of village is the smallest of all. So when the people get retired, they want peaceful life. But in the society or the house where they are living, that might not be possible. So Dandaka type of planning can be one such. Then Sarvato Bhadra, as I have already mentioned, Sarvataha Bhadra. From all sides it's safe. Such villages should be built where multiple challenges and complexities can arise over time. One such village we can see in India. If you can guess, okay, let me tell that. That's Chandigarh, which is planned based on this Sarvato Bhadra style of town. Then another type of plan which we have is Karmuka. Karmuka means bow. The shape of village must be in a bow formation. These type of villages or towns must be built at a seashore. Some example which I can give for this type of town planning is Pumphar and Kaveri Pattanam in south. Then another type of planning is Prastara, literally means couch or bed. Another city of India, that is Jaipur, is built based on this planning. So here are some pictures which you can see which are based on the explanation which I have given earlier. When I plan a town or a village, it needs a very good road to take care of the trades, etc. So in ancient India too, we had a very good road network. As explained in Vishnu Puranas chapter number 38, that vehicular streets, which also in Sanskrit which is called Rathya, avenues and men's roads were constructed separately in the city. Samarangana Sutradhara is another text which prescribes as many as 34 roads in a model town running both from east to west as well as south to north. Now not only that, there are different types of roads mentioned like Rajamarga, Maharathya, Yanamarga, Janghapathas, and for each of these type of margas or roads, the measurement is also given in the ancient texts. Like for Rajamarga, which is the road for the kings or the higher authorities, there are again 3 types of measurements possible: Jeshtha, Madhya and Kanishtha. Jeshtha means the elder, means the biggest one or the largest one. Madhya means the medium one and Kanishtha means the smaller one. So the biggest road which is possible would be, the width would be of 36 feet. And for Rajamarga I am saying, and middle thing if we take, it will be 30 feet and the smaller will be 24. Janghapatha, as I wanted to mention, Janghapatha is footpaths. So footpath, if the larger footpath or the wider footpath will be of 4.5 feet and the smaller will be of 3 feet. So that's how the Shastra texts mention. Every state or country or a town must have an assembly hall. That's what our ancient texts too say, to conduct various events where large number of people can come and join. So such assembly halls are explained in ancient texts. An assembly hall is a public hall often found in palace constructions. For example, in modern day if we see, we have this Rashtrapati Bhavana and Parliament, etc. These are actually assembly halls, or we can call Sabha hall. If we take with perspective of states or something, we have town halls, etc. In Samarangana Sutradhara, 8 different types of designs have been proposed for Sabha construction. When there are 8, what differences we can see will be the question. So differences is not any major difference, but the difference will be related to the design of entrance hall, pillars, porches, etc. In chapter 25th of Mayamatam, it describes 9 types of halls, Sabha, with details of the length, breadth and the number of main pillars and peripheral pillars. If we go more and see the texts, the elaborate description of different types of square shaped and rectangular shaped pavilions, which is actually called mandapa, is also given. Details provided include the proportion to be followed, the height and diameter of the pillars, decorations, arrangements of the pillars, and their overall appearance can be found. Not only that, there are details of designs pertaining to other public utilities such as theatre, art gallery and law court in the Vastu texts. So, in this whole video, we have discussed that what is town planning and what are the different types of town, what are different types of designs can be taken from the ancient texts. Also, we have seen what type of roads, how many roads, what will be the measurement of roads needed to be constructed in the towns, and if we need a hall, how should it be? So, these aspects we have seen in this video. In next video, we will be discussing about another interesting concept of Vastu, that is temple architecture. Namaste.